What you're about to see is a 30-second video made entirely from GoPro's editing AI.
Wouldn't it be amazing if you could go out on an adventure, record it on your GoPro, and press a single button to make an edit? Because my least favorite part about using my GoPro is dealing with all of the footage. But as you can tell from the footage, the AI edit is not that great. I'll save you the time. In this video, I'm going to talk about the current state of AI editing and offer some tips to help you improve your AI edit. I recorded 3 separate adventures to demonstrate GoPro's AI editing abilities. I spent an entire day rock climbing, another day cliff jumping and swimming, and then a day mountain biking just so I could see how powerful GoPro's AI editing is. Now, back to the mountain bike edit. If you're unfamiliar with how GoPro's editing software works, it's pretty simple. With GoPro's own quick app, after you're done using your GoPro, you connect your GoPro to your phone via Wi-Fi. The GoPro then sends footage to your phone and the file transfer is usually lightning quick. From there, with the push of a button, the quick app creates an edit all in seconds. Sounds like a pretty cool idea, right? What's missing from GoPro's rendition of my day mountain biking are the key moments that I find really great. For instance, the rock step down. And then also when I pick up my camera and look at it, the hop over some pebbles here. GoPro decided to include an entire 10 seconds of still footage with no mountain biking at all. What's missing from this edit is storytelling and my personal taste. Now, the reason why my GoPro AI edit didn't turn out as great as I would have hoped is because it doesn't live up to how GoPro claims the AI should work. Let me explain. GoPro's editing software works by the usage of gpmf files. This stands for GoPro Metadata format. It's a proprietary formatting tool that captures a bunch of information from the sensors like movement, temperature, sound, and even facial expressions. This is what GoPro says on the website for how it works. Think about it this way. If you record a video jumping into a pool, there is a change in your GPS path, speed, elevation, and G-force. There is also a change in scene, camera temperature, and most likely your facial expression. Your GoPro is intelligently capturing every single one of these detail points and recording it as a gpmf housed within the .mp4 file. So within your file after you record your GoPro footage is one of these gpmf files that supposedly assists in the auto editing feature of the quick app. It's a smart way of interpreting footage, but as you can tell from my edit, it doesn't seem to work that great. Take my day cliff jumping as an example. I recorded everything that day on the GoPro, from swimming across the river to eventually getting to the edge of a cliff ready to jump off. You would think that this was a perfect opportunity for GoPro to pop in an auto highlight with one of its gpmf files. After all, I am standing in place one moment, then I jump off of a cliff and the GoPro is all of a sudden moving quickly. My facial expression is going all over the place, and then on top of that, I submerge into water. This is a huge blast of sound to the camera's microphone and even temperature sensors as I was now in cold water. But apparently this didn't register within GoPro's editing software as an auto highlight. When I popped in all the footage that day to create an instant edit, GoPro decided to exclude that part from the final cut. I was pretty bummed out by that. And then another example, when I was out rock climbing, I perfectly caught the end of the rope, which is a very hard thing to do and worth telling all of my friends. Now this example was more subtle than the cliff jumping one, and there weren't harsh changes to the sensor inside of the GoPro when I caught the rope. When I loaded all the footage into the app from the day of rock climbing, GoPro's AI editing software left this out of the final cut as well. So unfortunately, the way that GoPro uses these gpmf files are not resulting in a good edit at the end of the day. And I wanted to talk about AI editing and action cameras because I think AI editing could stand to benefit the action camera community the most. Action cameras are some of the most capable and affordable cameras on the market. They can record in 4K, slow motion, they have decent audio, and they only cost a couple $100s. That's a pretty great deal for what you're getting in a camera. Now, the picture quality doesn't compare to higher end cinema line cameras, but for the value, it's hard to complain. Companies like DJI and GoPro market their action cameras for adventurous people who like to record themselves. People like me, who would be thankful if you subscribed. The cameras are designed to be incredibly easy to use, with big buttons and a simple user interface. The new GoPro Hero 12 even ships with easy mode turned on by default, which doesn't let the user see things like frame rates or resolution at all. But what isn't easy or entry level is editing. It's all fun and games, literally, whether you're out rock climbing gaming or skiing until you have to go home, sit in front of the computer, and start to actually edit your footage. I remember going on ski trips when I was in college, and we would bring GoPros and record ourselves all day long. These were probably like the Hero 2 or the Hero 3, and the footage was not that great. But we would record ourselves, have a blast, and then go back to the hotel, and it was a pain to try and scrub through the footage and look for cool clips to watch that night and relive the moment. All of that footage that we captured would eventually be forgotten about because we didn't bother to create longer form edits with those clips. I imagine this experience is relatable to a lot of people who own GoPros. Unless you're a professional athlete or somebody who really enjoys making videos, I imagine it would be pretty difficult to do something with all of that footage. I mean, companies have made it so easy to record professional looking footage. It seems the last thing these camera companies need to do is figure out an easy and intuitive way for users to edit their footage. Now, I admire what GoPro is trying to do with its AI editing software because compared to the other AI editing software on the market, nobody is really cutting through footage and trying storytelling like GoPro is with its auto highlight feature. Let's take a look at some of the AI editing software on the market right now to see how the GoPro Quick app compares. And keep in mind, this isn't all of the AI editing on the market. This is just some of the more popular things that you can do in the AI world of video editing. There is a software called Speechify, which can turn your own text to speech with eerie accuracy.
Speechify is used by more than 20 million people who use it to read faster and understand more.
The way it works is by sending in a voice recording of yourself, then you can type in a transcript and Speechify will produce an audio recording of you saying that transcript out loud. I didn't feel comfortable uploading my voice, but Snoop Dogg did.
Speechify isn't exactly competing with what GoPro is trying to accomplish because it's more of a transcription tool. Speechify is pretty cool, right?
There's Autopod that can automatically cut a multicam video into separate tracks. This is useful for podcasters and people that use a lot of cameras, but this tool is more for time saving and it doesn't produce a final ready to publish video. There's Opus Clips that analyzes long form videos and cuts them into short clips, great for YouTube Shorts, TikToks, or Instagram Reels. It can detect moving faces, speakers, and it can highlight keywords, and it's amazingly quick. I uploaded my own GoPro Hero 12 review, which you can check out on my channel, and it produced these 10 clips from it. And it's pretty wild that I didn't have to do anything. Opus did it all itself.
Now, what you miss out on by nitpicking GoPro footage is how far the brand has come.
This one is sort of what GoPro is trying to accomplish by taking a longer thing and turning it into a short, concise video. But the way that Opus clips is that it's linear. GoPro attempts to take together footage from a lot of different parts of the day and turn it into an edit. Opus clips will take an entire long video and chop individual parts out of that in a linear fashion. And the last one I'll mention is Adobe Podcast, which with an enhanced feature can seriously improve your audio when you're recording in a noisy place. Take these old clips, for example, and you can see a huge difference once I click that enhance button.
Today we are going to teach a dog how to surf. Today we are going to teach a dog how to surf.
But this is just cleaning up audio, and it doesn't really compare with what GoPro is doing. For now, AI editing tools will save you time, but you're still gonna have to cut, arrange, and edit your footage like everyone else. After spending a month playing with the new GoPro Hero 12 and the Quick app, I think I figured out a way to maximize GoPro's auto edit feature, and I've boiled it down into 3 tips. Number 1, the highlight command. When you upload footage into the GoPro app, by default, GoPro will automatically place highlights onto your footage. This is because of what I referenced earlier, those gpmf files that supposedly know when the camera is doing something exciting, but as I mentioned, they don't work that well. So first you will want to open your footage and turn off auto highlight, and then scrub through your footage and place your own highlights. Yes, this can take some time, but it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. You press on the screen to set a highlight, and it will automatically include a couple seconds on either side of where you pressed in the final edit. It takes some time to use, but it will make the final edit that GoPro churns out that much better. Number 2 is similar to number 1, but it takes it a step further by using the voice command highlight.
GoPro highlight.
Many action cameras use voice commands that allow it to start recording. If you say GoPro start recording, or you can say something like GoPro highlight, which will then place one of those highlights in your footage while you're out actually doing the activity.
GoPro highlight.
You can also place a highlight by pressing the side of the GoPro, but that will take your hand off of your handlebars, or maybe you don't have a free hand because you're out rock climbing. And so saying GoPro highlight is a little bit easier.
GoPro highlight.
You will still have to have the presence of mind to actually say that in the heat of the moment, which, as you can see here, can sometimes be a little bit intense.
GoPro highlight!
This method isn't perfect because now your footage will have you saying GoPro highlight throughout all of it. If you're putting in music, or given that most people don't even watch videos with sound, it might not be that big of an issue for you. One more thing, microphones on the GoPro don't always tell what you're saying, so that is another drawback to this feature. As you can see here, I have repeatedly told the GoPro to turn off, but it just won't listen.
GoPro stop recording! GoPro stop recording.
And number 3 is a simple tip, but I have to say this because it makes the final edit much better in my own experience, and that is to record less footage. This is an age-old photography and videography tip, and that is to have a shot list and know more succinctly what you want to record or shoot that day. If you record less footage, there is less stuff that the GoPro app has to churn through to create a final edit, and it will look much better. There will be longer scenes, and it will be a more coherent story than if you have 100 different clips all cutting super fast from one to the next. With those 3 tips, I think the final edit that GoPro churns out will be much better than what it does natively. And they're pretty easy to do. They just require a little bit more effort. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I hope you learned something about AI editing. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe, and I will see you later.